No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Pluto officially exists, putting battery walls in our houses. Oculus puts our hands in a virtual world and everything Windows, from Xbox game streaming and forced updates to facial recognition. Hang on to your seat. Microsoft is not going down without a fight. Listen to us. Really listen to us. Do we sound better? Well, we should. Everyone here has finally upgraded to actual microphones. Woo! Now you don't have to scrape your ears for debris after each episode. This is the TechnoCola Podcast, episode 9, titled, Can You Hear Me Now? After each one of those, I don't know how to transition into the actual podcast, because it's like, I have my little monologue, and then...
you just say, first up this week.
Yeah, I guess.
You never watch the news?
I guess. Yeah, but that's the news. That's too professional for us. We don't.
Okay.
It's not
yet, at least.
It's not the way we do. Nah, I don't want to get to that point. That's too much.
Sure.
Updates. Who has updates? I can see that everyone has updates.
Yeah.
You go first, Gautham.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll cut off Gaurav here.
No.
Well, I got Google Cardboard, which I've been playing with, and it has a nice little forehead soft pad that it caresses your face as you virtually do things. Google Cardboard. Shut up, Gaurav. And then I finally got some time to play with my shotgun microphone, and I got a boom arm stand over here, which I'm trying to grab. Out. There we go. So I think if I do any like first person or me only type news updates and stuff, I'm gonna use this guy. So for all you Redditors, it's finally happening. You know who I'm talking to. My setup is almost complete, just in time for moving back to campus in about a month, so that's exciting, I guess. I'll be back to 100 down Wi-Fi and 100
so
up.
good.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, that's all I got. What about you guys?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. I started rewatching Psych. Pretty psyched for that. And I have about 20 days left in Phoenix. So, in about 25 days, I will not be using 5 down, 2 up Wi-Fi. Instead, I'll have real Wi-Fi. That's all for me.
There you go. Cool. Oh, wait, no, your microphone.
Oh, I forgot about that. Sorry.
Talk about that.
I bought a blue snowball from Amazon Prime Day deals, which was one of the only good things I saw there. So I got it.
There you go. Cool. What about you, JD?
Well, just so you know, I'm currently working on getting Windows 10 to update because it has not been liking me recently. I've been doing the adult thing, going to work and going to the grocery store and stuff. Doing a lot of work with After Effects recently on my computer build video that I'm still working on. And I hope to finish scripting and the voiceovers for the time-lapse part over the next week or two.
Sounds good. And I want to make an update video for everyone within the next month or so before I leave. So that we can kind of lay out what this channel is going to become, if it changes at all. So be on the lookout for that. And I guess that's updates, feedback, I guess. So, cool stuff. Are we ready to play ball?
I don't play sports, but yeah.
Sure.
Oh, I want to say this because I'm really excited that we're doing this. We're going to be talking about Tesla, and at that time, we're going to be talking about making a car. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to live switch to the other monitor. so that I can show you guys the website, and I'm really excited.
He is too excited.
You'll hear me geek when it happens. All right. Cool. All right. First up, we officially know that Pluto isn't the Death Star, that it actually is a dwarf planet thing out there.
I'm kind of upset.
Because, yeah, it would have been kind of cool, you know?
A little bit.
What's the thing from Star Wars? The bad guys? What's that side called? The Confederacy?
The Federation.
The dark side?
The Empire.
Not the Federation. The Empire. That's the one. I was kind of hoping
No,
that the
it's
Empire
not.
has been.
I don't think it's
the
called
Empire. The Empire
Act.
Strikes Back.
I don't think it's called. Well, no, I know
I
that
think
the
it's the
Empire
Empire.
Strikes Back. That's what I was thinking, but I don't think that was their actual name. It was like Trade Federation or something for a couple of movies, right?
Yeah. Well, the Trade Federation was
Not on the list of things we're talking about today.
exactly that thought went through my mind. I was like, oh, all right.
In
Anyway,
any case,
so I was kind of hoping that it would be, yeah, I was hoping that it would be them, like, secretly flying by and maintaining a pattern over the course X amount of years trying to trick us, but it wasn't. It was an actual planet. So NASA has officially mapped the surface of Pluto, and they're kind of showing, there's a video showing Pluto's ice mountains. And ice means water, so people are freaking out. So it's a
People
thing.
freak out about everything if it deals with space.
well,
Anything's
you
in
gotta
space.
remember, this mission was a long time in the coming. I'm pretty sure there were a couple of
Accurate.
people at NASA who couldn't sleep the night before, probably because they were at work.
Probably.
But it's awesome, things
I
like
mean-
this. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah. No, don't. Okay, don't do that. Just keep talking. If
don't wanna be
if someone
rude.
interrupts, bro, just keep going. You're too nice. Keep going.
Okay, fine. Gautham, shut up. No, I was just gonna say it's awesome how things like
Perfect.
this take so many years of planning, and it's all for like less than a day of flyby.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah.
that was it.
True.
Now you can speak.
Oh. I was gonna ask you, just like, do you remember what? I'll just look it up. I should have just looked it up while you were talking. God, I'm taking up so much time. When did New Horizons, the spaceship, get launched?
It was I think like 9 years before 2015.
2006. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There you go. January 19th of 2006. When I was a 5th grader, they launched it. It's crazy.
It is.
It is crazy.
But yeah, almost a decade later, it finally is doing what it was shot up to do. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. The mountains are 11,000 feet tall. I'm going to. What's Everest's height ever?
I think it's like 3,600 feet.
Where do you know these numbers?
I'm guessing.
It's 29,000.
Yeah, okay.
So
It's way off.
I mean, just about a third of the height these mountains are on Pluto. They're calling them the simulated video shows what NASA is informally calling the Norgay Montes or Norgay Mountains. So there's a mountain range on Pluto that is made of ice. So water, animals.
I bet it's
possibly,
cold.
all the way out there. Oh yeah.
Just as
A
scientific
little bit.
as.
There's like bacteria and stuff, right, that live in geysers, and that like gets really hot. So I mean, it's a possibility that there could be like bacteria or something out there that
They always hope that there's going to be at least evidence of some sort of microbial life. But one of the biggest problems with that kind of evidence, I guess, is that it's fairly difficult and extremely expensive to completely clean and sanitize a craft built on Earth. I think they have to do some sort of hydrogen bath, and I don't know what exactly it is, I forget. But it is literally almost sometimes 50% of some budgets for launching these type of crafts. And the problem with, saying, oh yeah, I found this thing is it could have very well come from your own instrument, or it could have,
Right.
been there when you landed, and you never know. And I think it would be much better if some little gray man would just step out and say, what's up?
Take me to your leader. Yep, that would make life a lot easier. Agree. But alas, no little gray. Did you say gray or green?
I said gray, but I mean, I don't see color, so it could be either.
Okay. Wait, do you really not see colors? Are you colorblind?
No, I'm not colorblind. It's not racist, dick. God.
Oh,
There we go.
I get it.
Suddenly the light bulb
I get it.
flickers.
But yeah, so technology that people shot up to the space place 10 years ago has finally done something.
Things happened.
Yeah. Yeah. For a second, I was like, I don't know what this has anything to do with technology, but I guess that's kind of it. So, there you go. Cool. That's about all I got for that one. You guys got anything left?
No, I was just wondering
Not
how
really.
they powered it. Like if they used batteries or some other source. But electric vehicle
God.
batteries are getting cheaper much faster than we expected, so that could
They
be a
are.
source. Speaking of,
Yeah.
don't we have something like that, Gautham?
Yeah, we do. That battery power is now a lot cheaper, and Tesla is at the forefront of that, I guess. I guess it's gonna pain me that we actually have to follow the schedule here, but I guess we'll actually go through the article and then I'll show you the quick, cool scene change.
Gotham's just itching.
It is. I want to do it so bad.
You'll get your chance. You'll get your chance.
Yeah.
Just breathe, Gautham. Deep breath.
Yeah. So basically, the smart people that know, I guess, both how technology works and how business and supply and demand works, they projected that battery costs and battery technology would be a lot more expensive than it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So for an example, a similar, they expected battery technology in terms of prices to be like how much it would cost to install something right now, battery-wise, inside of some contraption, is how much they thought it would cost for us to do the same thing in 2020.
Oh.
So we're about 5 years ahead of what they expected. So battery technology is, I mean, compared to what we thought it would be, it's dirt cheap right now.
I wonder how much Tesla has impacted that just by being in the game.
Yeah.
You know, if they hadn't, would Chrysler, GM, Ford, all of them have developed anything even close?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the cars are one thing, but like mobile devices, like the smaller devices, that's I feel like where battery technology really takes off, because it's like even a little bit of extra juice can give you a lot more bang for your buck.
I remember a few months
Well,
ago I was reading. Should I go? I was reading some articles of different battery breakthroughs, almost kind of, and like some of them were like lithium ion isn't even the best or something, and a couple of researchers at different universities have found better solutions that they're trying to develop further. And then there are these saltwater batteries or something that store energy in a liquid immersion type of deal, which make them a potential candidate for similar stuff to the Tesla wall, but I guess more of an industrial application.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like part of me is just like, so I mean, growing up in like late 90s and early 2000s, I guess like people hated batteries. Like people rather stuff be like plugged directly into the wall. And now there's this kind of like resurgence of batteries where it's just like, I don't know. I guess so. So for an example, I have a Bluetooth speaker here, and when I was buying it, I saw that it had a removable battery, which I'm going to do on the camera if I can remember where the battery actually goes. So here, there was a removable battery, and I was kind of like, I was skeptical of the thought that, I mean, why do you want to put a battery in this? Because now you have to charge it. Like, wouldn't it be easier just to like plug it directly into the wall? And I mean, there's some applications that make sense, and there's some applications that don't. But it's just kind of interesting that, you know, like something that was pretty widespread. It was a widespread like thought process 5 years ago is no longer what we want anymore.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's not like I'm going to plug in a car, but
yeah. I mean, double A's. I mean, I hardly ever use them anymore, which is kind of weird to say because back when we were playing on our Game Boys and whatnot, that was like the thing you had to have were like double A, triple A batteries. Now the only things I really use them for are like controllers and my remote.
And shotgun microphones.
And shotgun microphones. But like, besides for that, when's the last time that you've had to scrounge a double A battery out of a remote control somewhere?
I mean, I use them for my wireless keyboards and mice.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Those are the only two big things that I have separate or removable batteries for right now.
Right.
But I think you're kind of right in that case, John, JD.
How many podcasts have we been on?
He hadn't even seen my face till today. What are you talking to me about? Don't give me that crap. No, but I think that as battery technology becomes more and more, I don't know, how do you say, user-friendly, manufacturing-friendly in terms of power per volume, it's going to be more and more economical just to have a really decent or really good battery taking up a lot less space than having space for, you know, a spot for double A's and screws to open it up and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, this Tesla Powerwall is really neat, but
it is.
I don't see it being applied as fast as they would want it to. It would be interesting to see if industrial applications, like if you had a ranch, right, like in the middle of Texas or something, and you hooked one of these up or something similar, and then all of your local vehicles, like if you used, you know, four-wheelers, ATVs, or those small, you know, four-seating things, if you made them all electric and you had, you know, a small solar cell or solar cell and wind turbine powering this wall, if it would make more sense.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
maybe we just go to the website.
Batteries are cool. Yeah, that's what I was gonna be like. Batteries are cool, man, but we're putting them in cars. They just get even cooler. So now, I'm sad that you guys can't witness this. I'm gonna click on this tiny little piece of text on my 4K monitor that I can barely see, and it's gonna go to the monitor. Ooh, transition.
There you go.
All right, so do one of you guys want to click me through what we're doing here?
Yeah.
I'm just on the Tesla Motors homepage.
Why don't we all just do it together? I mean, first things first, just go to the order thing for a Tesla S.
Yep.
And then pick a Tesla S. What can you afford right now, Gautham?
What can I afford? I'm gonna go with the P85D, 85 kilowatt hour performance all-wheel drive.
That's obnoxious.
That seems like
if I was gonna buy a Tesla, I would wait the extra few months or, you know, to a year to be able to afford the premium model. One, because the range is really important, and I feel that the difference of 50 miles, while it could not be that much more important, becomes more important if you have a more performance-based car. Just because now you won't be getting range, but you'll have more energy to use.
Man, forget range. Look at that 3.1 second 0 to 60. That's what I want.
Well, unless
Right,
you have the
'cause when
power
you're in-
update on the Model S, and then it's 2.9. But the dual motor is actually more efficient than a single motor.
Yeah.
So it uses less energy, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, the crazy thing that I feel like when you think electric car, you think, oh man, it's an electric car, it's like a little, like, puny little thing that isn't gonna be, it's not gonna be able to do anything. But really, these things are actually a lot faster than most things that run on gas, just because with gas, it's not, have we discussed it before? Gas isn't like, you don't get all the torque
we did.
at one time.
A few weeks ago, it was,
Yeah.
these cars have nearly zero, or instantaneous torque.
Right.
Which makes them really nice, but I think at the end of the day, it's because these cars weren't designed as electric vehicles first. They were designed as luxury vehicles operating on a electric platform. Because Tesla already had the electric platform. They had something to work off of with their other, high-end sports cars.
Yeah.
And then they said, all right, let's put something really, really nice, really luxurious on top of these things, and then optimize to work the best.
Yeah.
I just, that's my personal opinion about kind of the way this was created. But I mean, I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I still think Tesla has yet to hit the popular market, and that's where I think the Model 3, not the Model E, but the Model 3 is going to really take hold once there's an actually affordable option, at least for, I don't know, something that's not $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, something more like 30 or 40 like the Model 3 is supposed to be. That's when I think it's really going to take off, because more people are going to find it an attractive deal, especially adding on the fact that Teslas have such a great safety rating.
I think it comes down to, at the end of the day, how much they can maintain the idea that this is still a luxury car, that you are buying a luxury electric car for $40,000. So while it's not as, I guess economical as, say, a Mazda 3 or a Honda Civic, something like that, it's still a people's car. But at the end of the day, I think it will come down to how much can Tesla pack into that price range. Because if it's just, 4 wheels, a motor, and air conditioning, steering wheel optional, it'll become something that people have to debate more and more. And if you have to think about it more than, once, the probability that you're going to buy it probably goes down, because now you've got two arguments going out in your head. You done yet, Gautham?
We'll see what route they take.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm specking out a Model S right now with everything maxed out.
Okay.
I think maybe Zenith Media Group should be acquiring one of these soon, right? Company car.
Yeah. I'm looking at one right now. Looks like we're at $133,500 for a top of the line specced out, give me everything.
Is that a cash
Model
price?
S.
Is that cash price?
That is a cash price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ohio doesn't get that tax credit, the $7,500, which I thought. I mean, it's not that much in terms of utility price compared to the entire price of a Tesla, but that's still like, I don't know, like a road trip, a first road trip in your car to, I don't know, in Ohio it would probably be like Cedar Point. You could take a road trip there.
Holy crap, man! Look at
Possibly.
So the the monitor is on my left and the microphone is to my right. I didn't plan this out very well. So if you look at if you try to lease this thing, it's $1,649 a month after gas savings is how much you're being charged for this car. On top of that, the lease payments for 36 months, with about $7,500 due at signing. The thing is, though, the lease is for, at minimum, 10,000 miles a year and 15,000 miles a year. So isn't like a normal like driving amount for a car like 20,000 a year?
I think so. If I remember right, a lot of times you get to pick based on like, you know, how much you think you'll be driving, but I know I definitely hit 20,000 a year, especially with all this co-op driving and stuff. Right.
That's kind of like they don't even give you like the stand. I feel like 20 is pretty like I just got a new car, well, new to me, and it like they gave you the option of that. What type of like if you were to lease, they were like, well, if you want, you could lease, and we'll charge you this much and this many miles. I'm pretty sure it was 20,000, and that's not even listed, which is kind of interesting.
I think it's also because the Tesla, like when you drive a Tesla, it's like, all right, how many road trips am I taking this thing? How many times am I gonna, you know, drive all the way to Dayton and back from Cincinnati to Dayton, or you know, something like that. Whereas if I bought a Tesla, I imagine it more like being, you know, home to work to home to the grocery store, back. There's always It's not like 500 miles. Even though I think that's doable in certain areas with their supercharger stations.
I've actually seen. I've seen quite a few of these actually on the road in Mason.
There've been a bunch here.
At least once a week.
I see one like every other day, I think, at least.
Yeah. I didn't see any coming out to Pennsylvania, where I'm currently at with my co-op. I didn't see any, but I was also on the same highway for like 340 miles. So that might be the issue.
Yeah.
But, I mean, people have traveled all the way across the United States just running off supercharging stations, so they must be fairly
I think it's doable. Yeah.
Oh, I just realized I didn't spec this thing all the way out.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Black. Oh, that's kind of cool. Piano black decor. Carbon fiber. Yes.
I'm
Black
excited.
leather seats.
I'm excited for that software update they say that's coming, where the car will be able to drive itself for a fair portion of the time. It's like you could sit in your car.
That one.
I'm excited still.
My dad actually tried it. He was going to, I don't know why, he just loves Tesla stuff. So he went and he tried out the P85D. Well, he had the option between the 70D, which is a Model S, and the P85D, which is the dual motor one that's like super obnoxious. And of course he went with the P85D, because why not? And they were just driving down the road, I think it was like 45 miles an hour, and the guy that owns the Tesla, or the Tesla business, or however that works, since there aren't dealerships, he was like, okay, so now we're going to try this new thing, and when I tell you, just take your foot off the pedal, and just let go. And don't do anything, don't touch anything, it'll be fine. They were of course coming up to a stoplight. So my dad did it, and they were still going 45 as they were coming up to this car that was stopped at the stoplight. And of course my dad, freaking out because it's like an $85,000-$90,000 car, put his foot on the brake because the stopping distance was too short or something. So the guy changed the stopping distance a little bit, made it so it stopped a little further away. And they tried it again. And this time he didn't touch anything and it stopped perfectly. It ramped back up to 45 miles an hour after the light had passed. It was like reading all the signs on the side of the road, showing the different speed limit changes. He said it was one of the coolest things that he's ever seen.
I bet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the site, and it looks like there's a P90D.
Yeah.
I don't know how it gave me that option. I was messing with some of the settings.
It's a new offering.
Yeah, there's an. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And my stuff's there's an I see the. I need to get closer to this microphone. There's an autopilot convenience features option where it says blah blah blah. Autopilot combines onboard sensors with real-time traffic updates, automatically drive Model S, blah, 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 blah. Traffic-aware cruise control, lane keeping, steering, self-parking, automatic high or low beam headlights. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so we're going to be putting down $143,000 here pretty soon.
No.
This car.
I wonder if in a few years you'll be able to, get in your Tesla, say, take me to work, put on your Oculus Rift, and just kind of relax the entire way there.
Ooh.
Probably.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you know that
quickly.
Oculus acquired hand tracking firm Pebble Interface in a $60 million deal?
Right before we get into that, I want you both... That was a great transition, by the way.
It was.
I want you both to go to the bottom of the doc and click the link, because I found this, and I want to show you.
It's from The Verge?
What?
Yes.
This can only be weird.
It's so cute.
Oh, did you see the article about the sea slug? That's even more adorable.
Is it that octopus?
Bubbles. It's the lizard.
No, not that sea slug.
Oh.
Okay.
I try and keep us on time, but this time it's not my fault. It wasn't me.
Okay, let's get back on topic. I'm gonna go ahead and transition here.
Save the sea slug for WildCard.
Oh, jeez. We should. Yeah, we'll do that. That's probably a better way of doing this. Okay. Yeah. Oh wow, we're okay. So Oculus acquires Pebble Interfaces, which is it's just a company that it's not the watch company, unfortunately. But Pebble Interfaces does like hand tracking, body 3D real time tracking, so you can kind of like move your hands in front of your face or move your hands, and it'll show up in 3D space. And I guess it's pretty self-explanatory how they would plan on implementing this into their own software. So
yeah, in terms of not the severity, the impact, or like the fact that they're doing this, it's kind of foreseeable that they would go this route.
Yeah.
Sorry, my words aren't coming out right.
Words,
English stuff. Where are the numbers?
Yeah, so they acquired Pebble Interfaces for $60 million.
So Facebook now is a hand tracking group. That can only be bad. Facebook.
I wonder if the Oculus is going to come out with with a Facebook app, bloatware dedicated inside of their system that you have to log into Facebook to use. You have to log into Facebook to be able to play this game. I would kill myself.
Well, imagine this.
I wouldn't really, but
imagine Facebook like video calls, except you put on an Oculus Rift and you're like standing in like you could hang out with people
in like a big white space, like in the Matrix. Oh, that'd be so cool. You could no, look, think about this. Okay, so it's like that big white room in the Matrix, right? And you're a bunch of architectural students or design students, and you all put on your Pebbles from school, like given to you by the school, I don't know, cost off or something. And now you can design together in a real-time environment, call up different types of materials, speed build, all that Minecraft level shit. And you turn in this 3D project, and your teacher can grade it simply by walking through it.
That'd be pretty.
How freaking that would be freaking awesome, Gautham. Pretty cool, please.
Did you see the article about the Windows 10 situation and how that's going to be like a major part of it? So they're going to put in 3D support for I think it was medical students. They're starting out with, so that you can essentially like tear down a body without there actually being a body there.
That'd be sweet.
That was the demo they showed. I don't know what kind of realistic applications there are going to be, but
now you don't have to kill
track
people
your hands
to teach
and you could
medical
go
students.
through like an autopsy without actually having to like use dead people.
So now you don't have to kill people to teach students.
I don't think they can.
I'm pretty
I
sure that's
really
how it
hope
works.
not.
You never know.
That's why I don't go to hospitals. No, I'm kidding, but that would still be
why.
really cool. If you're sitting in, I don't know, if you're sitting in class and they have like a set of them, a set of riffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to
Or
be really
excited.
cool to see what.
I'm showing the people on YouTube who are watching this the video of this guy. Basically, he has an Oculus Rift on, and he's just kind of looking at his hands, and you can see how his fingers interlock, and the system is tracking everything. Like, it's actually pretty remarkable. Looks like he's holding a ball. I don't know if it looks like it's not a real ball. I guess he's manipulating it in 3D space,
That'd be
which
sweet.
is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's responding to physics and
You could like go to the gym in 3D space and not actually have to go.
yeah. Well, I mean, you still have to have the stuff around you.
Nah.
But... Oh, he's balancing the world on like a credit card. This is pretty cool.
I will probably watch it later when my computer won't freak out if I try and use OBS and play video at the same time.
Yeah, but this is pretty cool. It's gonna be interesting to see how Facebook, if anything, if they do anything with this.
Yeah. Or like as JD was saying with the Windows 10 thing, like if you could use your Xbox to stream to your Rift and then to your Windows 10 computer for like, I don't know, Twitch streaming or something similar to that.
Yeah.
I mean, Xbox One games streaming to Windows 10 PCs is now available for everyone. And Xbox One players can chat with friends on PC too.
I was trying to ignore your fantastic reference.
You can't ignore it. It was amazing.
Yeah. All right. So for the next few topics here, it's all Windows 10 based update stuff, so they're kind of all grouped into one. So we should be able to get through these pretty quick. But yeah, so we're edging closer to the July 27th release date for Windows 10. So there's like big time features that are getting implemented into the Insider Edition that JD is currently trying to get installed.
Yeah, I kind of gave up. I'm having some issues with, I don't know, it's the Insider program, so the updating process isn't really flawless, and I was trying to re-download the ISO file so I could just reinstall it, but they removed that from the Insiders page because they don't want more people signing up for the Insiders program. So I'm going to have to mess with my laptop for a bit to see what actually happens. See if I
You
can
should
get
try
installed.
turning it on and off again.
I did that. I restarted a couple times. Tried to revert.
Well, while you're trying to troubleshoot, you should go out and get an Xbox One so you can stream games to your PC.
Yeah, totally. Because my PC is not able to play any games that the Xbox can.
Whoa!
That's another
benefit
topic.
to that. The benefit to that is that you get the user base.
Yeah.
The Xbox user base, and you can still game on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Why not both? Why do people have
Wow,
a
that's
problem
actually a
with
really
both?
good idea. Huh?
Just why not both? Why PC or Xbox? Just both people. Buy both.
I think it's something to do with servers and not, and like, I think a while ago I read an article that a while ago they tried to merge the two.
Mm-hmm.
It was in some like small game or something, and basically everyone on the Xbox, because most people on Xbox are casual gamers, but PC gamers tend to be more
competitive,
hardcore,
whiny.
So they were like demolishing, that too, demolishing people on Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
And I mean, inherently, like when you think about it, people on Xbox are playing on a TV, like 20 feet away from them. I mean,
they have
away
these
from
many buttons. We have these many buttons.
Yeah, I can only
I
imagine.
was showing my controller versus my keyboard.
Yeah.
Not to mention
we
the
game
fact that
better
I look
because
at
we
my
have
thing
more buttons.
on these. Buttons are useful.
Well, I mean, more than that, people are more accustomed to using a mouse and point and click as opposed to moving a joystick around.
Yeah.
Personally, I I do better with a controller, which I don't know why.
I like controllers for first-person shooters. It just feels more natural as opposed to the mouse and clickety-clicks. But for like other games, I much more prefer having like a keyboard handy instead of. I don't know. I want both. Gautham. I'm gonna tape my keyboard to my mouse.
Yeah.
And then tape that.
I mean,
well, you can do that now. So
yeah. There we go.
I mean, I don't feel that. I like my controller for finding of Isaac at this point. And like other kind of more casual games, but if I'm playing, Counter-Strike, I really like mouse and keyboard. Because now the acceleration stuff that happens on a controller, it just throws me off. Because I've been playing on PC for a year or two now.
That's true. That is true.
It's hard to get over.
I wonder if you could turn it off. With that new Steam controller? Or is that what they call it, right?
If you did the Steam controller, maybe. Because you have that haptic feedback stuff.
So if over time all of this starts becoming, one giant group, you can play on your Xbox or your PC, whatever, nobody cares, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What if they sold one controller that was super optimizable, like it had extra buttons for macros and shit like that, but at the same time you could also turn off acceleration, turn on, I don't know, whatever else.
Maybe.
You feel like turning on.
Isn't Rocket League? Isn't that new game cross-platform? They released it on PS4 for free or something, and I think it's like $15 on Steam. But it's been getting some serious coverage by a lot of big-time people.
I haven't heard of that before today. Huh.
Yeah, you should look into it. Just called Rocket League. It's essentially soccer, but with a car, and you have boost. So, you can fly around the map and stuff. It's pretty cool.
It sounds fun.
So, I mean, all this technology pretty much requires, this is a horrible transition.
Well, we all have faces.
Pretty specific software and really high tech coding, just like how facial recognition would need those.
Maybe I take care of the next one.
Maybe.
We all have faces, and this is going to be pretty cool, because instead of having to swipe your thumb over something or put a finger over something, it'll just look at your face through the camera.
Yeah.
Which could also be really creepy.
I'm not sure if I would rather have a fingerprint reader standard on all laptops than a camera facial recognition.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point it's just going to be DNA based. They're just going to pluck a hair out of your head.
You just spit onto your phone. So nobody else will want to use it.
Or their scientists figure out that each person has some type of aura, and they figure out a way to tap into that. So once you sit down in your computer, it recognizes the change in the air and then unlocks for you.
When you go back to your van later, do you mind laying? When you go back to your van later, do you mind getting off the pot?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, hippie.
I think by the time you convince scientists that auras exist, then we're all going to be way dead, so...
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
No, it'll be like there's an asteroid coming towards Earth, and, we can't stop it. It's just too damn big, right? And so, at the end of the day, they're just like, yeah, whatever you want. We have auras, there we go, it's science.
There you go.
Everybody's just done.
Yep.
Yeah. So... Yeah, Microsoft is bringing facial recognition to Windows, which is cool. Oh, they're showing how whoa! Okay, so a guy, that was actually fantastic timing. A guy took a picture of himself, held it up to the camera, and it refused to unlock.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
And then he looks at it, and then it unlocks.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It is really, really neat technology that they have going for them, but
I wonder if this becomes a big thing, like people end up really liking it, and companies decide that they do want to try and push forward, and Microsoft trying to strong arms them into doing it. If manufacturers will start releasing high-end screens, IPS monitors or gaming monitors with an inbuilt camera, much like a laptop, but like,
Yeah.
higher end, well, inbuilt webcam, I guess you would call it. Because I know there's some laptops, I think from like MSI or something, that use some sort of facial recognition that help you in gameplay for certain games. Not too much. I was watching a Computex video about that, but
Yeah.
it would be neat to see in a few years that you buy a screen and it comes fully integrated with certain technologies that you need to be able to use Windows 10 to its fullest. Or like you buy a computer case and it has a fingerprint reader built onto the case and it connects straight to your motherboard. So, you sit down, you press the power button, and you just swipe.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but I'm really hoping by that point we have the bezel down small enough that the camera really doesn't matter. Because I know that there are, like, I think it was a Dell XPS laptop. They removed, I think it was actually the 13, they removed the camera from the top, but put it on the bottom, and just the amount of thickness that it added to that bottom bezel kind of frustrated me. Not because it looked bad, because it looked really awesome, but the fact...
What was that, the Dell?
The
13.
Dell XPS 13. It has essentially no bezel around the entire thing until you get to the bottom. And then the bottom has a camera in the bottom left-hand corner.
Mm-hmm.
And just having that super thick bezel kind of frustrates me. I'd rather have like an even one all the way around than one giant one sitting at the bottom.
What if they integrated... Oh, sorry.
Especially since it's pretty much like the display interface and the camera, and that's it. That's in that spot.
Well, so this this is an interesting topic. So where are your taskbars right now?
At the bottom. Sometimes they're on the side or top.
Gaurav, you're on a laptop, right? JD, you're on a PC.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. On a laptop, it makes complete sense for the taskbar to be on the bottom because it pushes the content up towards you because you're generally looking down at a laptop. On a monitor, for me right now, I have my taskbar at the top because my face, granted this is all dependent on how high up your monitors are and how high your chair is, but my face sits at about almost right in the middle of the real estate of the monitor.
Yeah.
So because of that, you're kind of, to look at the very top, you're fighting gravity to kind of look up. So by putting the taskbar up on top, you're pushing content down. Kind of. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm getting at?
That's how my work computer is set up compared to my personal laptop. Mm-hmm. I have the taskbar at the bottom because it's closer to the keys. So when I'm typing, I can hit the touchscreen really quickly. But when at work, all of my accounts there, the taskbar is either at the side so that the Windows logo is at the top left corner, or it's just straight up the entire taskbar is at the top. And that's actually a good point. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, so in terms of this laptop, having that huge bottom bezel, I would prefer that because it just brings everything actually closer. If it's touchscreen, no, it doesn't make any sense making an even bezel around it.
I think it is a touchscreen.
It is.
Yeah, so in that case, it doesn't make much sense. But if it was just like one nice, high resolution display, I'd rather it just be on the bottom because it just pushes everything towards you.
I think, not really thinking about the usage stuff aesthetically, I would rather have one thick bezel. Well, I mean, I don't even think it's that thick, but I would rather have that thick bezel and no bezel on three sides than an even bezel all around. Just because it to me, design-wise, it looks a lot better.
It does.
But I think that's per person.
And
it's kind of a double-edged sword. Much like what Microsoft is doing with Windows 10 Home.
It's going to be interesting to see how Microsoft battles this, and how different companies utilize Windows 10 Pro, where you can actually have the non-forced updates.
I wonder if the universities... At UC, specifically, the University of Cincinnati, we get student discounts on, the OS and Windows, Office, Microsoft Office, and Windows. And I think you can buy a upgrade disc for Windows 8 or Windows 7, if they still sell that one, to the Pro version. Yeah. And so I guess...
Oh, really?
I guess, yeah. And I guess my thought is that, well, if you can do that, will they offer a Pro upgrade to Windows 10? So if I have the regular Windows 8 Home, 8.1 Home, can I upgrade on my computer to Windows 10 and then go spend $10, $15 at the university bookstore and buy Pro? Because if that's the case, I'll definitely upgrade. Just because any extra usability to me is kind of worth such a small price. But I think that depends on how Microsoft does this, because this is a new format of rolling out their software. Normally they just say, this is this, this is this. You buy whichever one you want, and goodbye.
Yep. Well, I actually don't know if it's Windows 10 Pro, because I know that Windows 8 Pro is getting moved up to something.
Okay.
I can't remember what all the transitions are going to be. But I know at Ohio State we only have Windows Pro. So Windows 7 Pro and Windows 8 Windows 8 Pro to upgrade to 8.1 Pro.
Yeah. Well, they have Windows 10 Home Edition. So it would make sense, because the whole point of the Pro kind of tag is that companies can use it for better encryption, and I think one of the features is you can access your computer away from your computer, so you have like a call-in feature. And it would make sense not to lose certain security benefits, especially if you expect companies across America to kind of hop on this wagon, which I don't think many will away.
I think almost all of them will. They won't move to Windows 10 immediately, that's for sure. Yeah. But when they do move to Windows 10, that's the reason why they're giving access. Yeah. They're not changing Pro from what it is now because it works for companies, but it's actually a pretty good thing for the standard user. So not a prosumer like most of us are. That we like to have more control over what's going on our computers. Whereas, I don't know, my parents or my brothers maybe, if everything just updated in the background for them, they would be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't know one way or the other. So I think it's a good thing for most people, but professional users will need it.
Yeah.
I wonder if, and this is kind of not on topic, but I'm curious if Windows Defender, is that the one that's current, is going to be rolled into the OS, so you don't even see Defender anymore. You just know that it's running, and they give you an option to turn off, security software to install your own.
Well,
or
I can
if it's going to be
tell you about that.
Oh,
because I have the insider, and I actually get regular updates for Windows Defender, and it's a separate own program. But it's part of the OS, and it's installed with Windows updates.
Okay.
So you don't have to go in and update it manually yourself.
All right.
I don't know if they're going to turn on a feature that allows you to have your own security software, but I can't see them doing anything else.
Well, I guess we'll have to see.
For sure. I mean, I'm currently running off a build that's a couple months old anyway, so they might have changed things in between what I have and what's currently out. I can't install to.
Well, there you go.
Windows 10 is looking pretty good. I'm really excited for it, especially the new browser, Microsoft Edge, and just Windows 10 in general. It just runs really, really well. I think I covered this before, but in terms of pure RAM usage and CPU utilization, just in the background, it's a whole lot lower than Windows 7 is on my computer, on my laptop. And granted, there are a lot of background programs running on my Windows 7 partition, but still, it's going to be a cool update, especially with DirectX 12. I'm interested to see, specifically with gaming and video editing, how that affects things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so much lower level access that people can have.
Yeah.
You said Microsoft Edge a few seconds ago
Yes.
for their new browser.
Yes.
And now I'm curious as to why they switched from Spartan. Did they?
Spartan
is that the
was
same
the
thing?
project name.
It was an internal code.
I know, but I liked it.
It is good, but I think they're going for Edge, kind of like everything else. They're trying to go bezel-less or whatever, trying to make it edgy. Maybe that's where they got the name. Not too sure.
Or just keep the IE.
Mm-hmm. Well, now it's going to be ME.
Microsoft Edge. The me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wish they... I'm going to keep calling it Spartan. I don't care what you say. Spartan sounded so cool. I was excited. And then they did...
Yeah.
Damn it, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. I don't know what he had anything to do with this,
I bet it was
but...
his fault.
Oh, jeez.
Calling you out, Bill.
Oh, jeez.
It's
No, I don't
cool.
want to call him out. He could probably destroy me.
You know, what you should do is make a Reddit account for that, the winter, like, Christmas. Isn't that a thing where everybody makes like a... Yeah, gift exchange. That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, the reason I brought that up was because Bill Gates last year did, he like bought everything on this one girl's, like wish list. It was pretty cool. Actually.
I remember once reading like Bill Gates was somebody's secret Santa on Reddit, and he bought her a cow, like one of those.
What?
It was like a Heifer International donation. So you donate, you purchase/donate a cow to a family in a third world country.
Okay.
So like that family now has a source of income and sustenance.
Fair.
You know, they milk the cow. They don't eat it, right? They sell the milk.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. They might eat it at one point, but I was kind of like, Bill Gates, you have so much money. You could have bought her a cow and a car, and you have decided. I was just a little disappointed. I was like, it's really cool that you bought her a cow, but she is probably a little disappointed.
Yeah. It's okay. Bill Gates donates a ton of money to charity and whatnot anyway.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Me and the other co-op at my
company
job, we were doing LinkedIn stuff, and we were just looking at random people's LinkedIn, and Bill Gates showed up at the bottom, and he doesn't even have like board member at Microsoft or whatever. He has his background. He has his his donation company with his wife.
Oh, the Gates Foundation.
The Gates Foundation. That's what he has listed as his name.
Well, I mean, that's what he does now, right?
Yeah, but
I think that's his big thing in life, the philanthropical side. I just wish he would philanthropical side me a bit and buy me a car.
It's very philanthropic.
I wonder if he's ever thought about I wonder if he's involved in any startups. You know what I'm saying? Like tech startups, like somebody comes to build like his own personal Shark Tank. You know, you meet him in a dark room and you tell him your idea, and he either, gives you the money or throws you away, like to the lions or something.
Gives you the money or throws you away.
I was thinking, in my mind, in cartoons they have those chutes where he presses a button and it opens up and you fall through it.
Yes.
To a pit of lions.
I think that's not really his personality, but
that's why I was wondering.
Okay.
I was curious.
Yeah, I got you.
But I'm legitimately more curious to see if he is interested in that kind of what do you call it, investment, because he does spend a lot of his money on philanthropical stuff, and a lot of it's actually pretty cool. Like he invests in technologies to help the third world countries and developing countries as well. But does he? I'm curious to see if he invests in anything higher end.
No, I'm sure he does. I mean, he literally has enough money to live for the rest of his life any way he chooses with his family. So I'm sure he's involved in a whole lot of stuff and different benefits and that type of thing. And we haven't heard much news in the way of Bill Gates for quite some time, but I'm sure he's doing just fine, sitting up there in the top.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's probably happy. I would guess.
Probably.
I wonder if you put all of his money in one bank account and you tried to view your monthly statement, how many pages it would be just to show like the number. Like you have this much money in your account, and it's like 20 pages later, you spent $7.
I don't think they'd mail it to him. I think they'd send like a personal attendant.
With a
Here's how much
suitcase.
money you have. Oh yeah.
I think it might be fun being rich.
It might be.
You never know. But
You should try it someday.
I should try it someday.
Let me know. I'll try it too.
Well, you can come
JD,
over in your
too.
Tesla.
Really good.
Oh yeah, my $144,000 Tesla that I still have up on my computer because I'm looking at it all the time and jealous.
Then we can go on a yacht ride.
Gautham, have you seen the Tesla Roadster?
They're beautiful.
I am not.
I like the look.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Have you? Okay.
You really need to look that up.
Before you look that up, because then we're going to completely lose you. The Model X.
We're also going to run over time here.
Wait, we're in WildCard now, aren't we? We finished everything.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, so somebody, one of the other engineers that I work with, we were talking about cars the other day, and he said he didn't like the shape of the Model X. Like, he didn't like the...
It's a butterfly.
No, like, the overall design, he didn't like it.
No, it's a butterfly.
I know.
Go to the website and look at the picture on the Model X page.
I know.
It says click and drag.
I know.
I'm making it flap like a butterfly so everyone can watch.
I wonder how practical that's going to be. I'm actually curious, like...
Probably not that practical.
Like, how... That car is parked awfully close to my Tesla X. I don't want to be that close.
Yeah.
Maybe if you got it to flap really fast, it'll fly.
Maybe. That's the trick.
No, Step number 2. Software update to make the Tesla Model X fly.
Version 2.0, 3.0.
Model XF. No, but back to the point, he said he didn't like the shape, but I'm a fan of it. I kind of like this bulbous looking shape they've got going on. And I was looking for your opinions.
I don't like it.
No?
Here's the thing. I had a 92 TechnoCola, man. I love small little compact cars.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need all that nice bigness. I just want something small. And going to a 2012 Passat was a big deal. I was like, oh, this is so big. Why? So going to something that big? No, I'm not playing ball.
Well, here's my problem. I have a Mazda 3, and if anybody wants to sit in the seat behind me while I'm driving, I have to move my seat forward enough so that my knees are touching the dashboard. And that's for somebody to be able to get into the car. There's no space for tall people in that vehicle, and I wish I'd realized that when I bought it, because I don't have to spend the extra, couple $1,000s on a Mazda 6. But comparing this X to the S, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In aesthetics, right? Just aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
The S looks a lot more premium, right? It looks like a luxury class car. Whereas
I think it just looks leaner. I think it looks more like a car and less like an SUV, which is
that's what it is.
The point.
But as far as the Model X goes, I don't mind the way it looks, and I was just curious to see what you guys thought. Gautham obviously doesn't like it.
I don't hate it. I just don't. It's not something that if I had the choice,
I think it's fine. I'm really curious to see how those the non-existent side view mirrors are going to be.
I think it's a camera.
See that?
I didn't even notice that.
I think it's a camera.
Yeah,
like you see a little nub there, I think it's and it's a tiny little camera.
I would not be a fan of having a camera there, but that's just... I'm
That's
really
true.
hoping that they just haven't released the side
They haven't finished
viewers
designing
yet,
them.
and they're just going to throw them on.
They're still in development. Maybe it's an
Yeah.
extra $1,000 per mirror, and you just decide if you want one or two.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe they plan on rolling out the Model X when that automatic driver software is fully fledged.
Maybe. That's also a
Also a possibility.
How sweet would it be if that car rolled up to you and the doors just opened up and you just got in and rolled off?
Isn't that what
if I did it or if someone else
In
did
general, Gautham, if you had a Tesla Model X, just close your eyes and imagine.
It's, yeah. Either way.
I would look like too much of an asshole. Too much. It's like what's the one car from Back to the Future?
Oh,
A DeLorean.
Yeah.
I don't.
No one wants to be.
I
that
wouldn't like to own a DeLorean. I don't think I'd enjoy it. Maybe for the first day, but then after that, I'd just kind of be like, eh. Some of them are
guy.
electric.
DeLorean. Do they actually make cars?
No,
though, DeLorean?
I don't think so. I think they sold the company a while ago.
I mean, you can go to DeLorean.com and look at.
I don't think they sell them anymore. I think it's been quite some time.
There's used ones.
No, they don't manufacture anymore.
Oh well, maybe next week I'll have a DeLorean to show off.
I'll work on the Windows 10 update and see if I can get it to work so I can mess with it and tell you all about it.
I'll watch some more Psych
Yep.
and let you know how that goes.
By episode 11, some of us, so 2 episodes from now, some of us should have Windows 10 up and running.
Yeah.
So that'll be good to look forward
I think
to.
actually all of us will.
Depending on the stage rollout.
Yeah.
I'll at least have the full Windows 10 on my laptop. I don't know if I'm going to get it on my desktop immediately or wait for the first couple updates.
Yeah.
It's up in the air. It depends on how good the release is and how badly broken it might be. Or not. Be good if it was on the outside.
Well, this sounds an awful lot like a wrap-up type conversation, so I guess I'll end the podcast with my close-up. Here. Sorry, you guys have to see visual.
Oh, that pop filter. Oh.
I don't have a pop filter. Let me bring my pop filter.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Thank you all for listening to the TechnoCola Podcast, episode 9, titled Can You Hear Me Now? Let us know all of your comments and suggestions and what you would like for us to improve, and whether or not you like this whole switching to a monitor in the middle of the podcast type deal. I might actually set up a 4th stream and make that the stream. Alright, thanks for listening, everybody. See you next week. Gaurav, I did it. Almost done. You guys have anything left to say? Are we going to bed now? No. Gotcha. I actually was yawning quite a bit through that. Alright. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. So, tune in next week, and, we'll do more topics and stuff.
Probably more Windows 10 stuff, because Windows 10 is hopefully going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Windows 8.1 is struggling.
Oh, jeez.
It's every other one, right? I mean,
every other one.
Windows 8's been pretty good. But yeah. Maybe that's it.
You know why? Because 7, 8, 9.
All right, I think that's it.
Your jokes
That's
are
the bad joke.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.